Welcome back to Big Bris TV, and on this episode I have something I'm really excited to share with you. Now, you already know what it is, but first I want to say I know the last RC related video I put out was me basically saying goodbye and I'm out of the game. Nothing had really had me excited, but then when I saw this thing announced, I did some research, I looked it up, and it was one that I actually was waiting for them to make. In that same spirit, stick around to the end of the video because I have some really great news to share with you guys about the changes that are being made with Kids Toy Lover. I think many of you are going to be really happy with it. So make sure you stick around for that. But without further ado, let's get into this box. Man, they got this thing packaged really well. Boom! This is the 500mm Volantex RC Spitfire. Wow. Box is a little beat, but it has the same X-Pilot gyro system. It's fully assembled, has 1 key aerobatic and brushless power, just like these two. Wow. Wow, this thing looks nice. Spitfire. Looks like the tail might have gotten slightly damaged in the box. The box is a bit crunched over here, right where the tail was. So I might need to iron this out a little bit so that it flies correctly. Yeah. So you get the plane. Obviously, you have a pilot in there. Man, Volantex is really getting more detailed with their planes. I mean, each one that comes out is better than the last. I've had a few of their 400mm planes, the Warbirds, and you know, they were really nice. Starting with the 500mm P51, you see you got your scale 3D pilot in there. The paint scheme is really nice on these, right? Then they dropped the F4U Corsair 500mm. Now you have your pilot's name and rank. The pilot is more than just one color, and you can't forget the Marine's dream, right? Fellas, you know what I'm talking about. Even down to the scale doors, those gold wings, and even the engine detail, right? And now we move on to the Spitfire. Your pilot is even more detailed in there. You even get the antenna piece, right? I think that's an antenna. Let me know if I'm wrong. That iconic Spitfire wing shape and colors. Got some weight to it. Looks like it has battery stuff down in there. Yep. That's a 3S battery. USB charger. You also get your doors, your extra adapter for the motor, and it's your tail wheel. You get your little antenna. Wow. It's first of these that comes with this little piece. You get your mains with the squishy tires. You get 2 propellers. And of course your transmitter. Inside the transmitter, I've got my 2S Lipo. So this is the option that came with the 2S and a 3S Lipo. This is the same 2.4 gig digital transmitter that came with the other 2 birds. Your one-touch aerobatic key here, and your moles, beginner, mid, and expert. Your trims, of course. And then you get your Legend Series brushless Warbirds manual. This tells you about 1 key takeoff and 1 key U-turn. I particularly would stay away from the 1 key takeoff because you put this on full throttle, you throw it, and it goes up to a height. I believe mine went up to 400 feet, a 400-foot ceiling, and then circled. And it was, you know, because of how lightweight these things are. And when I say mine, I mean, when I tried that with this one, I didn't film it. Actually, I filmed it, but I didn't include it in the video because the plane was so far away, it was almost invisible. So really handy information in this manual. This is the charger that I use. This FMS charger, right? You can charge a 2S and a 3S Lipo at the same time. So this just plugs in. You have your indicators to tell you how many cells you're charging. I'll use my battery checker to see what voltage these batteries are. 395, 398, 7.92 for that one. And for the 3 cell, 11.7, 390, 392, 391. Okay, so these both could use a charge. So I'll just plug them both in. Then I'll go and plug this in. Let's get a prop installed. Now, I did ask when I was talking to the representative to order one of these. That I told her I have plenty of these radios already. Is this possible that I could just buy, you know, the plane as like a binding fly? And she's told me, well, that option will become available in the future. Right now, because this is so new and they're still accepting pre-orders, that there's not a binding fly option for this. So, got an extra transmitter. But we want to just check the operation. I'm mainly concerned about the tail and that little wrinkle in the tail because that will definitely affect flight. So, okay, we got that plugged in. All right, I'm gonna stuff the battery down in there. Make sure that's not closed. You turn on the transmitter, boom. This is in beginner mode. This thing is really twitchy. Go to mid. It's not so twitchy, but it still offers some stability. Expert, nothing. I'm gonna put it in expert, right? This way the surfaces don't move. And you see I have some up elevator already in there from factory, but look at this side. There's way more up elevator. So what's gonna happen is this is gonna want to roll. So before I fly it, I'm gonna have to see if I can add some heat and get this flattened out. She still looks awesome though, right? But I don't want to take it out on the flight until I get that sorted out. So blow the table off. Wow, that's strong. Man, this thing looks incredible. I mean, if for no other reason but to have it hanging on the wall or to have it with these other two birds that I have over here, these things, I mean, they're great flyers. So I'm actually going to have to go out and fly this, which I will. And, but yeah, I needed to have the Spitfire. Let's see how to get this gear installed. Okay, so I know for the tail, it stabs into this slot in the rear. And you know what's interesting on the life-size version of these, the tail wheel does not retract. It's very difficult to push in there, but it's in there, it's not going anywhere. And then for the mains, the gear doors, if I recall correctly, are on the inside. So we're gonna just get that slotted in like that. Should snap in, but let's see if I give it a little force. Okay, so since the doors go on the inside, I'm guessing it's gonna be like this, a narrower stance. And then this little piece right here slots in between here. I don't want to break it. You gotta snap that part in like that. So if you notice on the other birds, these go in the other orientation. On the real life-size bird, they fold outward. So for instance, on the P51, you see how they fold inward. It's a much wider stance on the P51. On the F4U, they fold backwards and flip.
Or you Corsair from a field in DCS. I'll make a separate video about carrier.
So it's still a wider stance, but yeah. That's a nice looking bird. Doors on the inside like that. Right. And then for the last piece, oh man, I think I might have blown it away. Where are you, antenna? Man, the color of that antenna is gonna blend in with my rug. Found it! Alright, after some searching, I finally found it. So here we go. Now, I'm not sure if I should glue this in or, let's see if it goes this way. Alright. Because like with the helicopter, sometimes if you crash these things, it can pop out and you can find it and then put it back in. But when you glue it in, it tends to want to break off. So I'm thinking, you know, that may be the case. So next thing, I know you can use some heat, right? To kind of straighten this out. I'm going to try to just force it. I'm going to just try to bend it. Because I want to fly this thing already. So see if I could, my fingers have heat, right? So, okay, that looks pretty good, right? I guess I'll just keep checking to make sure it matches up with the right side. But anyway, look at this thing, man. P7966. It's gorgeous. Wow. It is gorgeous. It's nothing like getting a new plane, right? Guys, I don't know if you could tell. Well, yeah, you're not going to be able to tell on camera, but I just totally forgot about daylight savings. And right now it's a little after 4, so it'll be pitch black over here in New York City and United States in a matter of minutes. So I'm not going to be able to get out and fly this bird today and in this video. I could save the video, but I figure I'll do it like when I did this one. I'll do like a first look, you know. It's a lot of information and details that I showed about this thing. I'll try to put some information and some additional stuff in there for you. There will be links in the description on where you can order this. And I'll have a code for 10% off. I'll just tell you, it's Big Bris TV 10. Use that code on any site you go on as far as RCs related or anything else. But I'm just going to tell you, if you've seen any of my other videos, especially on this bird, the P51 500mm Volantex, never miss. You know how much I love it. And then if you saw my videos on this, you know how much I love it. You see how I chewed up her chin, right? And then I did the repair and then I chewed it up again. That's because when I do a maiden, I want to use all the gear that's included, including, you know, the mains. And so I usually go out to the beach. It's quite a drive. And so I know I'm not going to make it before dark. And these planes don't come with illumination. However, I probably will go to the first place that I actually shot my first ever RC plane flight. They have renovated that place 100% and it looks night and day difference. It's beautiful. I think it would be most prudent if I didn't try to go out and force a flight today. I'm just telling you guys, this thing is amazing. And as far as the changes that I promised at the beginning of this video, I'm gonna go into that in detail in the next video when I do the maiden, because flights, you know, they last 2-3 minutes, you know, but the first look is a little bit more in depth. This video is already way too long, you know, for the average person's attention span. You know, I'm thinking the average person's attention span is what, about 6-7, you know, minutes. This is Big Bris, and if you like what you saw, hit it with a thumbs up. If you didn't like what you saw, still hit it with a thumbs up and subscribe. I do things like this all the time. I'm telling you, Volantex, they coming up, man. And you could get this stuff for a steal. If you go to the website, make sure that you change the currency to your local currency and use my code. And hey, I ordered this about a week ago. They told me 2 weeks delivery and I got it in 1 week. So that was amazing. This is such a beautiful bird. I mean, this thing is amazing. And so I want to keep these things, you know, in good order. Hey, this is Big Bris TV. And they got some other stuff. They have stuff with cameras on it. They have all kinds of stuff. Hey, this is Big Bris saying everybody stay well. And I'll catch you on the next one.